Hey, Darnell here, and I'm going to be recapping my 30 days of carnivore, or no carb, and going to cover some of the expected changes you probably all heard about and read about, but I'm also going to go into some of the changes that are not expected, that I don't think people cover because they just don't want to be. So, let's back up a little. Why start the journey? All right. I started the journey because of a Thanksgiving vacation. I was on a Thanksgiving vacation with the family and the kids, and we had walked down to the lake to enjoy the fall. It was nice down there, you know, a little crisp air. There's some ducks on the lake, some geese, which really not the fun part of like Thanksgiving. Those things are loud and vicious, and they poop all over the place. But anyways, you're down at the lake and you're hanging out with the kids and they're running around and they have such a vibrancy for life. It's beautiful. Kids are really amazing. You're out showing them things, skipping rocks, doing all that kind of cool stuff. And they're running around the beach and they wanted to play more. But Dad, being a overweight couch potato, was not a runner anymore. I was not a jogger. I was not able to physically keep up with these little nuclear balls of energy that are just always ready to go. And so we had finished playing down at the lake and had been walking back and viewing everything, nice houses and trees, and you're just getting into the time with your kids. Well, on the way back to the house is a set of stairs, and it goes up 5 flights probably. And I had made it about 2 flights of stairs before I felt like my body had just gone through a sprint running away from a rabid dog that was trying to kill me. My heart was pounding. I couldn't keep oxygen going in my lungs as I'm panting going up these stairs. It was pretty bad. And it's where my mental state and my physical state didn't match. My mental state were still like this picture here. I still felt like I was on top of the world, a high performer, running all the time, swimming and exercising, and being able to just be physical and not feel like I was going to die. But the reality with my physicality was this. Yeah, you could see the two didn't match. And walking up those stairs drove it home and that it didn't match. And it was great reality. It was a slap in the face and it was kind of crushing, but I definitely knew I needed to make a change. And so that's why I did this 30 days. And it definitely did make a change. I'm getting some of the goals. I'm getting some of those basic goals that, you know, yeah, I wanted to lose weight and get fit. And I think we say that a lot. But it wasn't just that I wanted to lose weight and get fit. It's that I wanted to feel good again. I wanted to look good again, right? I mean, those are some desires. I wanted to be there for my kids. I mean, what am I going to do in 10 years when my kids are having other challenges too? I mean, I can't play with them now, so I have to get this done now. But imagine if I had died because of heart disease or something like that. Who's going to continue my child's education and be there as a role model and somebody that can help them out and answer their questions and just help them navigate life? Like, I was failing on all those fronts. Other than that too, there's a lot of mentality issues. I was so slapped in the face with those stairs that it became one of those things where I didn't even want to walk the stairs anymore because I knew it was going to be bad. So we took the car. And anytime they wanted to go down the beach, let's drive. Dad will drive. I mean, come on. It was like 300 yards to the beach. That shouldn't have been a big deal, and that shouldn't have been a motivation for me to want to take the car. But what was really happening there? It was that I didn't want to deal with the fact that my physicality was a failure because I didn't want to continue to get slapped in the face, and I didn't want to continue to think about myself as not being a high performer. And I had to stop and make those two realities match. Going through this journey has made a lot of changes, and I think it's helped. So what did I do? I didn't want to do that anymore, so I made a plan. Started with exercise and diet and everything, and when I got into it, it didn't work. I was so far below that I had to step even further back to make this plan work. And so I adjusted everything. And you can check that out in the T-2 month videos and exercises, the T-1 month video and exercises on the channel, and see exactly what I did to work up to that. But it worked. There's changes. Everything's feeling better. So the last 30 days, what's changed? I started this having issues with the stairs. I started this being lazy. And I started this not feeling good. So I've continued through, and I went through a lot of these things. So those first 2 weeks, my body just wasn't definitely prepared to process the fat. And that was part one of why people get a lot of these bowel diuretic kind of changes. Part two is your colon is not used to absorbing water like it's supposed to. It's used to having the fiber and everything process all that water, and that was what most people go through in the first 2 weeks. So I got over that. That was not too bad. And then the next 2 weeks, probably day 15 to day 30, I started feeling better. Everything's starting to adapt. I'm getting more energy. I believe most of that is because of taking things out of my diet that were holding me back. So it was like my friend once. He was a professional bowler, or a collegiate bowler, and he was in the Navy, and he was sitting there, and his awesome analogy was, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to run, and I'm 20 pounds overweight. He's like, it's like, why am I going out there carrying a bowling ball or two? I'm literally like carrying 2 bowling balls in extra weight. So I think getting rid of a lot of that extra weight and getting the bad things out of your life and your diet are going to produce an awesome change. In these first 2 weeks, first 30 days, you'll feel an amazing change if you started on the bottom like me. Energy's improved, mentality's improved. Like, my mindset is better. I don't have as much of a temper. I still have other issues with being post-military and PTSD and stuff like that, but I'm more motivated. After the runs, I'm more creative when I actually sit down to work and to do my job. And it feels better throughout the day. I don't have that after lunch crash and everything. Like, there's a lot of steps that are increasing. Do I feel like an operator again and I'm going to go out and run a triathlon? No, come on. I spent 3 years destroying my body. It's going to take a lot longer than 30 days to get it back, right? I mean, we just have to be realistic and honest with ourselves and our expectations in life. So I think those are some huge things that you can expect to change. Like, going up and down those stairs is no big deal. Why? Because my lungs and my heart and everything are starting to adapt. And those adaptations are also helping my runs. They're helping my PT, my push-ups and sit-ups and everything. All of that is getting better. All of these things are adding together. So everything you're doing is building up this awesome tree, this new you, and you're going to continue growing. So where am I going? Where am I going to go with these next 30 days? All right. That's the good stuff, right? All right. Those next 30 days. I think that I'm going to dive in because I feel like with a diet, I've been kind of going halfway. And when we do things halfway, they just don't end up right. It reminds me of a job I once had that I took. I took this restaurant job, and it was kind of because I needed money. And I wasn't sure about it, and so I went in and went through all the onboarding and everything. I'm starting to learn the menu and how the restaurant runs and everything like that. But it wasn't really jiving with the other trainees. We weren't perfectly getting along. It wasn't like one of those clicks where you go in and you're like, did we just become best friends? And the management, same thing. It was just not, wasn't working, Everything wasn't working. Like, you get projects sometimes where you're just not into the project. You're not into what you're doing. And so as a waiter, you can imagine, that was just great. So I know, like, you can relate, right? You've had that waiter or waitress where literally they're a waiter or a waitress. They come up, hey, my name's John. Darnell. Hey, my name's Darnell. What can I get for you? Thanks for coming in. Okay, I'll be right back with that. They're literally just waiting for you to give them a tip. And that's what I was doing. And it never works. It's not good. And that's why I feel with this carnivore diet, no carb diet, I feel like I need to dive in a little more to test it out and see what the results are. I wanted to be a server. Because when you go into a restaurant and you get that server and they're wholeheartedly in and, hey, My name is Darnell. How can I help you today? How are you doing? All right, have you had time to check out the menu? Can I get you some drinks while you're waiting or anything else? Or hey, how is your day going? Hopefully this little break for lunch, dinner, whatever, will improve your day because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve you and to make you have a relaxing experience and enjoy it. Let's get wholehearted into this. So I'm going to change that with the meats and everything. I'm going to be increasing my PT too. The 5K a day is nice and the push-ups and sit-ups are nice, but I'm probably going to do a 2 a day, which means I'm going to add in something in the evenings, whether it's doing something a little heavier or just additional work, like sprint work, swims, and other things. So that's where I'm going. So I'm totally curious to see where it's going to come in these next 30 days and what the results are going to be. I'm really kind of stoked about it because having seen these last 30 days, not just the physical, but the emotional and the mental and all of the changes through everything has been awesome. All right, so I'm going to keep going with the daily reports too, because I think that the daily reports are good, but I'm going to change them a little. You don't want to hear about my diet every day. That can be put in the show notes. That's easy. And it's going to be an easy diet. Let me cover it for the next 30 days. Meatballs. All right. The exercises I'll post in the comments too. But what I'm going to try and do is take my last 20 years of being physical and doing all these exercises and give tips and tricks and epiphanies of where I am daily and things that I hope can help you going through your journey. Maybe it is just a daily thing. Maybe hopefully it's a daily thing where you can just get up in the morning, turn on a video, and get going with your day. Get going with your exercise. Try the tip and trick. Small bites. Don't make it a big, overwhelming thing. Show up every day. That's it. Do what you can do every day. Adjust as you need to. Make sure you do these things in small bites so that you can just continue on. And then if you're feeling like you need to change. I took out the squats because I felt like I was running every day and that was kind of enough for where I was physically. I didn't need to tax my body more. I needed to give my legs a little more time to recover because I hadn't been using them. Being in a desk job and not walking and not consistently doing these things, my legs had weakened. Hey, so if you like the video, hit the likes. You'll get to see more things like this. Go ahead and subscribe and get notifications, and you'll be able to follow along with the journey as all of the new videos, information, tips, and tricks come out, and they'll all help you along your journey. Thank you so much for showing up. I love you. Peace be with you. Darnell out. Awesome. It's been going great. Being driven, being a high performer. I want more. I'm gonna do more. Every day though, you also have to say, I did accomplish it. At the end of the night, you have to say, I did what I wanted to do today and I am moving forward. But I can be better. All right.